6:51, time for the morning sprint.
The city wants your input on a potential new Amtrak station for Madison. There's a kickoff meeting for the passenger rail study tonight. The goal is to identify a location for that potential future station. It would connect Amtrak's Hiawatha service extension. The meeting is at 4:30 in the Madison Municipal Building.
Flags are at half-staff today for Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day. Each year, the state and country as a whole recognize Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day to honor the 2,403 lives lost, including 54 service members from Wisconsin. The order will be in effect from sunrise to sunset.
The man accused of blowing up his own bar in Linden Station is in court for another appearance. You might remember the details of this case. A criminal complaint accuses Heath Fjord of Baraboo of using gas cans to start a fire at Beagle's Bar. The building ended up exploding. Firefighters also found a wig they think he used to hide his identity while leaving the scene. He is facing 5 felony charges.
The nurse accused of amputating a patient's foot without permission. Appearing in Pierce County Court, a judge ordering a $150,000 signature bond for 38-year-old Mary Brown. She is charged with physical abuse of an elder person, intentionally causing great bodily harm, and mayhem. Brown faces up to 40 years in prison on each of the felony counts, as well as 6 additional years in prison for each charge due to enhancers. John faces a maximum penalty of $100,000 for each charge.
One of the men charged in a deadly shooting at a Madison gas station last year is now pleading guilty. 25-year-old Avian Little is charged with first-degree reckless homicide as party to a crime. Kashawn Davis Williams was shot while waiting in his car at a gas station on Verona Road. The other man accused in this case, Christopher Somerset, is charged with intentional homicide. His trial is set to start next week.
The suspect accused of killing 5 people at a Colorado Springs LGBTQ nightclub has been charged with 305 counts and includes first-degree murder. 22-year-old Anderson Lee Aldridge was in court yesterday. He also faces charges of attempted murder, assault, and bias-motivated crimes in the November 19th shooting. In addition to the 5 killed, at least 19 others were injured.
Hawaii officials have activated the National Guard this morning as the Mauna Loa volcano sends lava toward a key highway. Geological Survey scientists say that lava is moving at roughly 50 feet an hour. It's still unclear, though, if or even when the lava will reach the road. It's the first time in nearly 4 decades the world's largest active volcano has erupted.
China announcing a series of measures rolling back some of its most strict anti-COVID-19 restrictions. COVID-19 tests and a clean bill of health displayed on a smartphone app will no longer be required apart from vulnerable areas such as nurseries, elderly care facilities, and schools. The announcement follows recent street protests in several cities over the strict zero COVID policy, now entering its 4th year.
North Carolina energy officials hope to have the power back on later today for thousands of homes in Moore County. This after a deliberate attack on critical infrastructure over the weekend by gunfire. Investigators say a search for a motive is ongoing, but that the perpetrator, whoever it was, knew exactly what they were doing. Meanwhile, volunteers set up emergency food and water giveaways to help residents who are still in the dark.
Remember this wild video we showed you a few days ago of a plane caught in the electrical lines? Well, investigators now say that the pilot of this private plane that crashed into the lines and cut electricity to 120,000 people in Maryland was flying too low for conditions. In a newly released report, NTSB data shows the pilot was below all 3 key minimum altitudes required to land in poor visibility. The 65-year-old pilot and a passenger were rescued from the mangled single-engine plane after about 8 hours.
Yeah, we have areas of dense fog this morning, so something to keep in mind. We have seen some improvements in Madison, areas to the west too, but overall if you go east, Milwaukee's still quite a bit down too. Temperatures today will get in the mid to upper 30s once we get rid of the fog. Plenty more sunshine today, actually more than what we've seen previous day. So if you think, we may have some fog again tomorrow morning, probably not the road issue as much. Dry through tomorrow, and then that system that we're watching with the alert day is not really to Thursday evening, Thursday night until Friday morning. We still got potential for all sorts of winter mixed precipitation along with the snowfall and accumulation come Friday, so that's why we have an alert day there. Pay attention as we get closer. We'll update you on that and time out that precipitation better. Another system Saturday and more wet and windy conditions next week.
Greg Barnhart, thank you very much. Stay with us, folks. We're going to keep an eye on your road conditions and all your local news and weather headlines. Another update in about half an hour.